ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Spill the Tea with Shi-Queeta-Lee. Spill the Tea with Shi-Queeta-Lee is a variety talk show that will entertain, inspire, and educate our city, featuring DMV's professionals in dance, makeup artistry, pageantry, modeling, vocalists, sports, and radio and television hosts, and drag performances. I'm here to celebrate life through diversity and entertainment, and what America needs is diversity and entertainment. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Queens, Pageantry, and Crowns. We have a lot going on tonight, but first I'm going to talk about myself as far as being in the pageantry industry. I first got my crown when I was playing softball with a sports league here in Washington, D.C. called NAGA. Every year after the season ends, they host a Miss Magic pageant. And everyone on my team has participated in the pageant before. So it was my chance to enter into the pageant since I've never done it before. So they was like, Shi-Queeta, you got to do it. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. And they was like, but the pageantry is all about camp drag, which some of the guys still have their mustache and hair on their chest and, you know, tennis shoes for their evening gowns and stuff like that. But I told them if I was going to do it, I was going to go all the way. So I called my drag mother up, the late China Pendarvis, and she came over and got me together. And I went and I did the pageant, and I won. Who knew? After that, it has been nails, hairs, and wigs for the past 13 years, and I'm loving it. I got into doing drag and into the drag pageantry world. I used to work for the Miss America, Miss Teen USA, and Miss USA pageantry, which I worked for Miss Maryland, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and D.C. And so I already knew the backgrounds and the ropes of the pageant. So when I started doing drag and I got all involved with this pageant stuff, the reason we all here tonight and to talk to these wonderful individuals here in the DMV area. And our first guest that we're going to have tonight is the one and only talents of Mr. Bernard Howell. How are you doing tonight?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining us here at Spill the Tea with Shi-Queeta-Lee. And before we get started, we want you to spill some tea. Bring out some tea for Bernard, sweetie.
Okay. Thank you, precious. Well, I guess I'm going to spill some tea about what I do.
All right. You can set it right there on. This is Bernard Howell, and he's all the way from Washington, D.C., and he comes to us tonight to talk about co-owner of Mr. and Mrs. Black National Plus.
And Mr.
And Mr.
And Miss.
And also he has his own production company. It's called TBR, To Be Real Productions.
That's correct.
Okay, let's get started. Who is Bernard Howell?
Well, let me just tell a little bit about myself. I began within the hotel industry, and that's where I first developed a passion, just loving people. And through that, I decided to develop a company, TBRP, which is To Be Real Productions, which I wanted to give back to the community in a sense of showing them that the art of female impersonation is just not a man in a wig. It's more to it. I've known people who've put themselves through school, who pays the bills, and it's an art form. So it's my goal to try and educate people that it's more to the art. And that's how TBRP was produced.
Okay, well, I understand that, and I can relate to that because, yes, I do it for a living, and it's more than just an art.
Absolutely.
Art form. You're a member on the board of the Mr., Miss, and Miss Plus Black National Pageantry. How long has the pageantry been in play, and what role do you play?
The system has been in play for 10 years. This year, we'll be celebrating our 10th year anniversary in November 2011. I've been on the board as co-owner since 2.5 years. Along with Teresa Beavis Jackson as the founder of Black National.
Now, speaking of Black National Pageantry, I was crowned the first.
That's right.
As Miss Monet Dupree was the emeritus. That's true. And I was the first crown in 2002. Mm-hmm. And I had the honor of capturing that title and making the system start out on a promising note. And 10 years later, look where the system is today. So if someone wants to enter into the pageantry, how would they go about doing that, or in their information or websites?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, you have to have a drive and a passion for it, and it's something that you would want to do. To look us up on Facebook, we do have a site which is Faces of the Nation, and also they can contact me or Teresa Beavis Jackson, Monet Dupree, or Cornelia Sharp, and Tony Nelson. That's basically our board.
Tell us, the viewers, about what do you look for in a queen?
Well, coming from a background of judging many pageants from a national level to a local level, as well as I've judged pageants for Teen Americas, I look for the individual character to come out and show that they are quality material. You can do that in various categories that they have, from evening gown, talent, question and answer, which proves that they have an intelligence for the industry, as well as sportswear, which is one of my favorite categories. And then there's also presentation, depending upon the pageant system, whatever they defined it to be.
Okay, I see you sitting there. You nervous as I am. You know, just relax yourself.
I am.
You give me these
I'm
short
thinking.
one answers. I'm like, oh God.
You know, I've always been that way, just straight to the point.
You know, I did some little research on you as well, and you had a quote on your Facebook page. It says, "Black folks can never build anything positive without another tearing it down. They do not know how to support, uplift, motivate, or inspire as a group for the long haul. Law 10 infections. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. You can die from someone else's misery." What do you mean by that quote?
Well, I guess because I had to fight so hard to let myself be accepted in this industry, period. People tend to perceive you as different or in a negative fashion, and they truly, really don't know you until they really given you a chance to get to know the inner heart of you, and not the perception or perceive you as being a negative person or a mean person or not a willing person to help someone. That saddens me. So I'm compelled to put quotes on Facebook daily just to tell people how I feel from the heart, in hopes that they can read me as a different person today, as though the perception of what they thought I may have been out there in the public.
So my viewers out there would know, who are the current reigning Mr. and Mrs. Black National and Miss Black National Plus?
Currently we have our Mr. is Sergio Santi from Atlanta, and he did very well this past year. We also have our Miss is Tarina McCray, who's also just been awarded a position as one of the cast members at a local club here in DC called Ziegfelds. And our plus category division, we have Miss Ivana Black, who is now currently residing here in the Washington, D.C. area.
Okay. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the Black National Pageantry System. It doesn't mean that you have to live here in the district or the nation's capital to carry this title. They have girls all the way from Richmond, Virginia, and also the young man, the one who is from Atlanta.
Absolutely.
So if you're out there and you're inspired to compete in the pageantry system and you want to be the current reigning, you want to be the next Miss or Mr. or Miss Black National Plus, check out their website at Facebook at
Faces of the Nation.
Faces of the Nation.
That's right.
Bernard, I want to thank you so much for coming here today. I hope
you.
you have enjoyed yourself. I
Indeed,
enjoyed having you.
Thank
and
you.
one thing I always tell my guests before they, or ask my guests before they leave is, what is one thing you most admire about Shi-Queeta-Lee?
Wow, I tell you, there's quite a few things that I admire about you.
Just
but
give me one.
One that stands out, I'll tell you. From the first day that I met you, you've never given up. You've always been a person that inspires others. You believe in yourself, and you never let anyone tear you down. No matter what you want to do in life, you continue to move forward with it. And for that, I truly appreciate you as being Shi-Queeta-Lee.
Well, thank you so much for coming
you.
out today. There you have it, guys. This is Spill the Tea with Shi-Queeta-Lee, and we just had a wonderful conversation with the one and only Bernard Howell from the Black National Pageantry System and also To Be Real Productions. We got so much more to learn about different individuals today, so we're going to keep this show moving right along. Put your hands together and help me welcome the one and only Robert York. Hello, Robert. How are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us to Spill the Tea with Shi-Queeta-Lee. And before we get started, we want you to spill the tea. Can we have some tea for Robert, please? So, tell everyone out there, who is Robert York?
Good question. No, Robert York is a professional that has been in the DC area for over 16 years now, and just really excited about working a lot with the community, have done so as director of Capital Pride for a number of years, as well as AIDS Walk Washington, and now directing Miss Gay DC America.
Okay. Now, being the owner of Miss Gay DC America Regional, and also Mr. and Mrs. Capital Pride Pageantry, explain what each one of them represent, or what is the organization all about?
Right.
For those viewers who don't know about the drag pageant world.
With Mr. and Miss Capital Pride, it's really about representing the community of DC and the Capital Pride organization, which has been, a long-standing organization with Whitman Walker and now with Capital Pride Alliance. So both of those titles are, a one-year title, and on both sides it can be female or male for Mr. or Miss, and they have had, winners of each of those that have happened over the years. So this year it's Destiny B. Childs, who's Miss Capital Pride, and then wins, who is actually a female that is a male impersonator.
Yeah, what we call drag kings.
Right, drag kings. So both of those people have been doing a phenomenal job for the community and out representing DC in a number of facets with fundraising and other things that are happening.
Okay. Now tell us a little bit about Miss Gay America Regionals, because also notice that you have your current reigning. Miss DC is also went on to Miss America Pageantry and placed.
Very well. Very well. Actually, when I took over in 2006, we had Ashley Banks as our winner, and she went on and placed top 10, and ever since then, it's been a whirlwind of success for Miss Gay DC America.
Maybe I should run.
You should. You should. Victoria Parker was the winner after that. She was also a top 10 finalist. And then Victoria DePaulo was the winner after that, who went on to capture the crown of Miss Gay America in 2009. And then Jessica Jade went on to be first runner-up to Miss Gay America 2010. And this year, Cody Collins won Miss Gay DC America and went on to win Miss Gay America 2011.
Oh, wow. So you have a long-running history right now of queens.
It's been pretty phenomenal. And,
so your organization is well ran and put together then, yes.
It's doing well, and Cody is a familiar, an impersonator that people have known, and she has wanted this title for 25 years, and she has actually toured with Reba McEntire as Reba for 2 years, and one of the best female impersonators in the country.
Okay, well, congratulations to you and your success with your company. Now, there have been many owners of the Miss DC pageantry. What sets you apart from all the rest?
The only two owners that I know of are Mark King, who passed away years ago. Mark was phenomenal at what he did with the local girls and being able to, kind of coach them and get them to the national level. And then after Mark passed away, Blair Michaels and I believe one other person took over. And they also, kind of took it in a whole different level, kind of like with the city prelim that you won to qualify for Miss DC. And then after Blair was not able to do it anymore, then I, stepped in and took over as the owner. Okay. And then we turned it into a regional. So now anyone from across the country can compete.
Okay. So how would one get in touch with your pageantry to be able to compete?
MissGayDCAmerica.com for all the information.
Okay, and there you have it, guys. If you want to be a pageant queen and you want to represent Washington, D.C. as the next Miss D.C. Regional America, go to
www.MissGayDCAmerica.com.
A few clips of Robert York at his best in his pageantry.
Represent Miss Gay DC America Regional 2006 is none other than contestant number 4, Ashley. Thank you to all of our contestant leads. Greet contestant number 2, Victoria Parker.
Ladies and gentlemen, honoring Miss Gay America, the newly crowned Miss DC Regional, Victoria Parker.
Jessica Jade, contestant number 3. Honoring Miss Gay America, your new Miss Gay DC America Regional, receiving 3,472 points. Please welcome Victoria DePaulo, Miss Gay DC 2008. America Regional. Back on your way to Miss Gay America, please welcome contestant number 5,
You have some top queens that hold the title as Miss DC, and how does it make you feel on a personal level, knowing that you have a production company, a company of Miss DC, but you as an individual, how does it make you feel?
I think there's a lot of accomplishment on my side of things because, like the other guests that are here and even with yourself, we like to see other people achieve their dreams. And for someone like Cody Collins and even Victoria DePaula, who, you know, went to Miss Gay America and they were first runner-up, you know, second runner-up and third runner-up, or not even placing, to finally have that persistence and the talent and the drive to come back and be successful and achieve that dream. That's all that I need for me. Because my production company doesn't have my name on it. It's not about me. It's about the girls and the dream that they have.
Okay. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out and coming to be on Spill the Tea with Shi-Queeta-Lee. And before you go, I always ask my guests one question. Is one thing you most admire about Shi-Queeta-Lee?
Persistence. And I think it kind of goes back to what Bernard was saying. I knew Shi-Queeta when Shi-Queeta was a drag baby, and kind of, you know, getting involved with this and playing softball and watching.
Yes, me and Robert played softball together, yes.
And watching Shi-Queeta, you know, kind of grow over the years and just being persistent, you know, and chasing the dream that you have. And for that, I admire that and congratulate you on all the success that you have.
Well, thank you so much for coming out today. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. We enjoyed having you. Thank you. And you have a great evening. I just finished interviewing the one and only Robert York of the Miss DC Regional America Pageant and also Mr. and Miss Capital Pride. Let's welcome the one and only talents of Howell and Haggerty. Hello, Howell. How are you today?
Doing well, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming to Spill the Tea with Shi-Queeta-Lee. Before we get started, we want you to spill some tea, okay?
Okay.
Can we have some tea for Howell, please? How you want to spill it?
Well, I have a new TV show about to come out, and I'm in negotiations for 2 TV shows. How about that for tea?
Well, that's fabulous.
Thank you.
So can we know the name of them, or you can't say that right now?
Can't say it right now.
Okay, so what is it about? Can you say that?
A little bit, sure, I can. I just filmed a segment with Dr. Phil for the Dr. Phil show. It's going to be coming out, in about 2 or 3 weeks, I would imagine. And it's in regards to stage moms, and I deal a lot with stage mothers, so obviously that was a good fit. And because that went well, they're looking at expounding upon that, and some other networks have contacted me about doing a show based on what I do, which is I am a consultant in the pageantry, modeling, and performing arts industry.
All right, so tell our viewers out there, who is Howell in Haggerty?
That's Ian.
In?
Good enough. I'm a native of Chicago. I'm a graduate of Drake University, where I have my Bachelor of Arts in Forensic Psychology and minor in dance. I have been working in the pageant, modeling, and performing arts industry for about 23 years, and I've worked with girls that have competed at Miss America, Miss Universe, Miss USA, Miss Galaxy, Miss International, Miss Teen USA, kind of like yourself, a lot of experience with a variety of pageants. I'm also very proud to say that the young lady that just gave up Miss America, Carissa Cameron, see, that I can say, I was her pageant coach. I actually started coaching her at 18 years old, and I was there at the beginning of her journey to become Miss America.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And she lives here in Virginia, right?
She actually lives in Fredericksburg, about an hour from here.
All right, and now they have a new current reigning Miss Virginia, Miss Arlington or Miss Virginia.
Miss Virginia, her name is Caitlin Hughes. I was actually her coach as well. So I've had a couple of Miss Virginias that I have worked with, and actually she went to Miss America and made top 10. So that was a great achievement for me.
All right. Now, what I need you to do is slow it down just a little bit. You a speed racer. I want to make sure we catch everything, okay?
Okay, sure.
So, what is your role in the pageant industry? What do people come to you for? Well, young ladies come to you for?
Sure. Actually, a young lady, sometimes with her mother, depending on her age, come to me with a dream. You know, they decide for whatever reason that they want to be Miss America or Miss USA or Miss Strawberry Festival or, you know, whatever that they want to do. And I'm making an assessment on if they can achieve it. You know, I'm a firm believer that regardless of who you are or where you come from, that whatever you want to achieve, you can do it. And so what it is that I take that young lady and I mold her to be the very best that she can be, and hopefully judges who we don't know will feel the same way that we do and prepare her. Actually, you know, quite a few of the people that I've worked with, you know, we do wardrobe, hair, makeup, talent, modeling, interview prep. We do everything. So a girl comes to my organization and she gets everything. And, you know, what the hope is that we package her well enough to be victorious and walk away with the crown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you work with girls like myself?
Well, you know, I've tried doing that. And let's just say that you all have a different mentality than most of the young ladies that I have worked with. You all are very demanding, to say the least. But in many ways, it takes the same thing. As you know by the titles that you've won, Shi-Queeta, is that preparation is the key to success. You know, you don't wait until the day before a pageant to decide to pull clothes out of your closet and decide to go. You know, so regardless if you're doing female impersonation or if you're doing the mainstream pageants like Miss America or Miss USA, you know, preparation is the key to success. So you need to plan your package, get a good team together, make sure that all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. So when you're out there, you present the best you that you could present.
Okay. And we had all this talk about the young ladies that you work with, but my viewers don't know, you're also in the pageantry industry as well as a male entertainer and pageantry, and you have won several high pro-end titles as well. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, actually, I won my very first big pageant at the age of 16. So I like to say that I came out of my mother's womb doing pageants. My mother was a beauty queen and had competed in Miss Universe back in the 60s.
So now I see where all this is coming from.
Exactly.
From a queen to a queen.
Hey. Well, you know, it's been said that I may want to think about putting on a skirt, but you know, I'm not strapping it down or shaving my eyebrows for anybody. So we go ahead and we stick with the boy pageants.
Okay.
But with that said, I won my very first pageant at 16, and I was first runner-up at Mr. Teen World back in 1984, and I kind of caught the pageant bug then.
Wow, that's the year I graduated.
Well, then you're telling my age, but from there, I have won Mr. United States, Mr. National King of Hearts, Mr. USA, Mr. Renaissance, and Mr. Black America. Very proud of all of those. And I'm the type of title holder that it's more about just entertaining and performing. You know, like yourself, I think it's very important to give back to the community, you know, and to really do something, and most importantly, inspire people. You know, in our community, we deal with so much strife and discrimination, and sometimes it's really good to not only be entertained, but to have somebody out there that have a message. Right. And so I think it's important that when you hold that type of title that you have a message, and mine was promoting empowerment of gay youth. That's what I went around the country, and I got to speak with gay youth groups across the country, being able to do that. You know, right. So even though I enjoy having the titles and I like the entertaining, I also like the community service aspect of it as well. I'm gonna try and win Mr. Continental, which will be my last title if I was to be fortunate enough to get it. But win or lose, I'm going to put my best foot forward, and hopefully I'll come back with the title. Okay, and when is that pageant? My preliminary is in 4 weeks. So okay, I've been, so let's say Bally Total Fitness is my best friend. You know, and you know, practicing my talent, you know, not eating a whole lot. And if I was to win Mr. North Shore Continental, I would go to the national competition Labor Day weekend in September. Okay. Yeah. Also, my viewers don't know, so how can someone, you know, be a part of your organization, or how can you help another young lady to accomplish her dreams? Is there a website or something they can go to find out more information? Absolutely. If someone is a stylist or a costume designer, even though I have the best costume designer in the world, who you'll be interviewing shortly, I think he's wonderful. If you have expertise in dance, singing, modeling, or anything, and would like to be a consultant with Haggerty and Associates, which is my company, they can go to our website, which is www.weproducewinners.com. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, and if a young lady is interested in getting some training, she can go to that website as well, or she can email us at newclient@weproducewinners.com, and we'll gladly get her out a new client packet, and we'll see what heights that we can take her to. Okay. We're going to take a short break and take a look at this video clip of Summer Kyle's work. Really? Hi, Kyle. My name is Kyle Haggerty, and I am a professional national level pageant coach. Okay. When I walk into a family's home, first thing I do is come in and I give them a reality check. All right, Sydney, I'm going to talk to you a little bit. I need you to not say anything. So I've had girls compete at Miss America, Miss Universe, Miss USA, Miss Galaxy, Miss International. Basically, I say that I make girls' dreams come true. My job is to make sure that you know what you need to do to be winnable. And Linda, your primary job is cheerleader. Seriously, you cut checks and you cheerlead. If you have any issues or concerns, you talk to me about it. and then I will handle her. Mom needs to stay out of my way, period. This is their daughter's journey. This is not their journey. All right, can we look at clothes now? You are to never put this on in front of me again. Swimsuit, go. Chop, 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 chop. Heels, earrings, please. Turn around. We got some work to do. I never tell anyone that they can't do it. Do a swirl. Beautiful. Smile pretty. Who does your extensions?
I do.
I'm a firm believer that anyone can win anything if they're willing to do what it takes to get it. If that means a nose job, a boob job, liposuction, dance lessons, whatever it takes. Tell me why you picked this dress out.
She picked it out.
Mom picked the dress out.
But she approved it before I bought it.
Believe me, mothers like to get in the way. I need mothers to stay out of my way, let me do my job to help their daughter, and all is well. That mom does not want my wrath because she'll get it.
All right, see? I've been doing some homework. I got some
see.
clips of you doing your thing at its best.
I see.
A couple of more questions for you is, what does it take for someone to go through your class?
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, we do everything by individual consulting. So we don't take a group of people and train them. We take each person individually because, as you know from competing in pageants, everyone has their own skill set and their own qualifications and their own attributes that they bring to the table. And so we harness that, we decide what their strengths and what their weaknesses are, and we package them accordingly. The only thing that I ask is that they come ready to work. You know, I don't deal with laziness. I don't deal with people who are not serious about being the best that they can be. And if they're under the age of 18, hopefully their mom has a checkbook or a credit card. You know, that goes a long way as well. And if they have the desire and hopefully the resources, then myself and my team can put them together for them to be the very best that they can be.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Kyle, I want to thank you so much for coming out to spill the tea with Shi-Queeta-Lee.
Thank you for having me.
And before you leave, I always ask my guests this one question. What is one thing you most admire about Shi-Queeta-Lee?
The one thing I like about Shi-Queeta-Lee is that she is a business person. You know, I think that you're always doing something positive. You're always finding new avenues to entertain and inspire and to create a brand for yourself. Everyone in DC know who you are, not just because you're an entertainer, but who you are as a brand. And I think your marketing is very good. And in order to be successful with this, you have to be a very good business person. And Shi-Queeta-Lee is just that.
Well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
And for joining us here today. And guys, there you have it. If you want to know more about Kyle and Ian
There you go.
Haggerty, check out his websites, and we'll show that at the bottom of the screen as it scrolls by.
Thank you for having
But
me.
thank you so much for coming in and joining us
Very
today.
much.
To Spill the Tea with Shi-Queeta-Lee, I'm your host, and we have been talking to some great individuals here in the DMV area, as far as Kyle N. Haggerty, Bernard Howell, and Robert York. And to round out our show tonight is the one and only talents of Mr. Brandy Matias. Hello, Brandy. How are you tonight?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining us on Spill the Tea with Shi-Queeta-Lee.
This is not, you know, I like being behind the scenes, so I'm a little nervous. Just so that you know that.
Well, that's fine. We're both nervous.
Okay.
So let's get you warmed up. Bring out some tea for Brandy.
It's a full cup.
It's a full cup. Let's
It's
spill
full.
it. Tell everybody out there, who is Brandy?
I am a native of Philadelphia. I moved to DC to be a police officer. I've been doing and designing clothes since I was 7 years old. And I got to DC and found theater and started designing costumes and been loving it since.
And speaking of designing costumes, as you notice, these two lovely, beautiful gowns that you see before you this evening were designed with the collaboration of myself and the talents of Mr. Brandee here. This gown here was designed for when I competed for Miss Continental that was held in Chicago. And it cost me a lot of money. And that's why it's still intact, because I'm afraid to wear it. And also the turquoise gown you see on that side is the most recently gown he has made for me. And that's when I went to Atlantic City to compete for Miss America pageant. And Brandee was so eager to help me out with this pageant and make such beautiful gowns. And I think I have done him well as far as wearing his garments and clothing. But we're going to go to this video clip of Brandee in action. Seen how you do and what you do at work. So, how did you know you had the gift?
It's probably my mom gave me a Big Jim doll, and I started making clothes for a Big Jim doll.
That's so she knew you was gonna be gay.
No, she didn't. She just gave me the doll, and I got tired of him having on the one outfit, so I wanted him to have several outfits. Okay. So I started that way.
Okay. So, has it been hard or to struggle as a designer?
It's not hard. It's knowing what you want. I have to admit that, you know, I don't want to say I fell into this, but it just happened. I just like doing clothes. So I've always been around people who wanted clothes, something done. So I've always been, I don't want to say gifted, to just be able to help somebody else out. So I help somebody out, they would tell somebody else about what I do, they would come and ask me, and it just mushroomed from there. Okay.
And I noticed that you work at Studio Theater, which is one of the most productive theaters here in the DC area. Y'all have something going on year-round. And what is your role as being there?
I am the costume shop manager and a designer there. Doing costumes and designing costumes for different shows.
Okay. And for those you don't know, Brandee hired me as, you know,
a stitcher.
A stitcher to come in and help out with those costumes. They don't pay a lot of money, but, you know, hey, I do it because I love the art form. You have made a lot of clothes for pageantry and for winners as well, as far as making stuff for myself. And we were speaking with Kyle earlier, and I know you make a lot of dresses or gowns and costuming for the girls that he worked with. How has that been for you?
It's like Kyle said, it's different working with young girls and their parents. Their parents want one thing and their kids want something else, so I have to mesh the two together. But it's different because I'm able to take what they want and do it for other people. And for me, it's always a learning experience. I mean, I learn from everything that I do. I take it and use it somewhere else later down the line.
Okay. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years as a designer?
I mean, I really have to say, I like being behind the scenes. I don't like being out front. I like being able to help somebody backstage get themselves together to put them out front, because it's...
Don't you know we overcame, right?
We did, but you know what?
You don't have to be behind the scenes no more.
I do. No. I like really helping other people, you know, achieve their dreams. I already have mine. Mine is helping other people, and that's what I like doing, helping other people. So, just like when you come to me and ask me about Miss Atlantic City, I enjoyed that. It was really great being able to help you achieve your dream, and I got a fulfillment out of that.
Well, thank you for that. Now, speaking of, you know, helping other people fulfill their dreams, is there any website or any way people can get in touch with if they want something fabulous made by the great Brandy Matias?
They can go to studiotheater.org. I am on the website as under the costume shop manager. You can call in and they'll be able to get to me. You can also try Kyle's website also. You can get in touch with Kyle the same way. Bernard, same thing. You can get in touch with Bernard. Has my number also.
Okay.
And Robert York also I've worked with all of them. I've actually worked with all of them. So Robert also can get in touch with me.
The main thing about this show is that everyone who has been on the show today have worked or helped me out in some form or fashion in my career. So that's what the whole show is all about.
So then Shi-Queeta then. And then I guess you have a website and her Facebook page. Shi-Queeta will also be able to get in touch with me also in that way.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The great designer here in Washington, D.C. area, making a name for himself is the Brandy Matias. And you can check him out on his website and Facebook and website of Studio Theater. And also, before you leave today, Brandy, one thing you most admire about Shi-Queeta-Lee?
The determination, being very upfront, being direct, knowing what you want. That's commands respect, and I respect you for the talent you are and the talent that you bring to the table.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for taking out your busy schedule to come here today, because I know you're in tech at Studio Theater.
Yes.
And they don't know you here, but he's here! Well, thank you so much for coming out today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. All right. We had a question for Kyle Haggerty. So, and your response to the question?
As far as what's negative from the professional side of it, when I'm consulting with someone, these families spend thousands of dollars putting their girls together, be it their training, their wardrobe, what have you, entry fees into the pageant. And sometimes a girl will go out there and just not get the job done. You know, sometimes she chokes. And so all that money has been put in, and she doesn't go out there and perform sometimes. And so that's very difficult. On the flip side of that, the girl actually goes out there and get the job done and do everything that we've trained her to do. And the judges who are judging quite don't see it the way that we do. So sometimes we can feel slighted as well. So on a professional side, that's some of the things that are negative. As a male competitor, you know, or like Shi-Queeta competes as well, anyone who competes in pageantry, you know, you roll the dice and see what happens. You know, in pageantry, you put out your best performance and you just hope that 5 people that you don't know really well, who have pen and paper in their hand, you hope that on that particular day that they're enjoying, you know, what you're presenting. And sometimes you agree and sometimes you don't. And so you just kind of take that for what it is. So if you just do it for the right reasons, which is self-improvement, giving back to the community, and just enjoying the process, then, you know, you can enjoy it.
Okay, thank you. Well answered. Anyone else have a question? I see we have the wonderful Miss Teresa Beavers in the house. She's the owner of Miss Black National Pageantry as well. Thank you so much for coming out, Teresa. Also, Camille Sharp, you have something you would like to say? A question.
This is a question for Robert York. Seems like you've been on both sides of the spectrum as a contestant and as a promoter. How hard was that transition?
I remember when you used to compete.
Kyle and I did used to compete against each other. It was an easy transition. I was much more comfortable with being, you know, a promoter for someone, because as a contestant, you know, it's a lot of time and money and effort, and then sometimes, you know, the sponsorship isn't there, and you don't know what, you know, what you're going to do for the next level. So that transition was very easy, and I've enjoyed it every day since.
Swimsuit?
Yeah, no more swimsuit.
Okay, guys, that's going to about wrap it up. And I have one question for you guys, and maybe who can figure it out or answer it. How do y'all feel about these pageants that some individuals think are rigged, or they already have a winner and you don't went out and spend all this money to compete for these titles and not deserving the win? What is your outtake on that?
I've got one. I think it is short-sighted, and I think it takes away from the integrity of the judges panel that has been picked. And those people are picked because of their experience and their education and their knowledge. And when people say that the pageant is rigged, then you're saying that those 5 people are not qualified, and that's just not right.
And from a contestant's point of view, go ready. Prepare. You know, the only thing that you could do is go out there and present the package in which you're prepared to do. And if you go ready to win, ready to be crowned, then it doesn't matter if you think that it's rigged or not, because believe me, if you put the right package out there, the audience will know, you know, who the winner is.
That's true.
You know, so just come ready, and then don't worry about all of that.
And I would say from a owner's perception, it could definitely leave a sour taste amongst other contestants to compete year after year. So you really need to make sure that you have a qualified judges panel, and you know, you need to be there yourself to make sure that everything is consistent.
Okay, there you have it, guys. This is another episode of Spill the Tea with Shi-Queeta-Lee. I have thoroughly enjoyed these wonderful individuals that has come out and shared their knowledge in the pageantry of queens, pageantry, and crowns. It's been a great pleasure talking to each one of you guys. Thank you so much for coming out today. I really appreciate you taking out the time. And also, before we leave today, we have one queen in the house who knew that she was coming out today. Let's welcome her to the stage, the one and only and talented Miss Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Miss Sophia Carrington Bouvier in the house with us today, the current reigning Miss Club Buns. Hi, Sophia, how are you?
Hello, how you doing? It's nice being here.
Thank you so much for coming out. This has been another episode of Spill the Tea with Shi-Queeta-Lee. Coming up on our next episode, we're going to have a panel of guests to talk about I'm Living With It and Is There a Cure?